Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to How to Get Hired in 2023. I am so excited to present this course to you over the next 3 sessions. Just a few little housekeeping rules. Please, can you keep your speakers muted whilst I'm presenting? And switch off your cameras just so that with load shedding and bandwidth, etc., it tends to have problems. And there are links and templates that I'm going to share with you at the end. And I'll also send to Tracy so that everybody has got those links and templates. And as Tracy said, put your questions in the chat and we will address them at the end. So I know Tracy introduced me, and you did a fantastic job of introducing me, and it's just a little bit of who I am. So I call myself the Chief Empowerment Officer because I believe my superpower is empowering people, and I'm also a career strategist and coach, and I actually wrote this course over COVID. It started out setting people up to get hired to teach online. And as I went on, it became so dynamic because I realized that the whole face of job hunting has changed. Guys, there is a fortune of stuff in this course. It is jam-packed, and please, I encourage you to please do the homework. I don't want to call it homework, but after each module, it's very, very important that you complete certain exercises because each module builds on the next. So literally after the third module, you should be in a position to start your job hunt and feel empowered in the process. As Tracy said, I've been in HR, training, new business development, recruitment, and career coaching for over 30 years. And initially, this was all about beginning a remote career. But the way the world is going, most companies, big corporates, are actually, funnily enough, going back to the office, and some have a hybrid model. Most of the fintech and IT companies have gone completely remote. So there's no stock standard. And as I said, it is so dynamic. It changes day to day. There's new stuff every single day. I mean, ChatGPT has just exploded after the last few weeks. So I'm constantly having to keep up in terms of research. So please just make a note of any burning issues that you might have, and we'll address them at the end. Okay, so about the program, what you're going to learn is to be empowered in the job hunt. Very, very important. Perfect your personal brand and the elevator pitch. So this is an opportunity to create the new you. In the fourth industrial revolution, you have an opportunity to position yourself in a very, very powerful way because all data is searchable. CV and covering letter that ticks all the right boxes. Job boards versus job portals. PNet, Career Junction, Glassdoor, those are job boards. You have today job portals such as Stack Overflow, Dribble. There are all kinds of networks, the Creative Network, Behance for creative people, using algorithms to search. So today I'm going to teach you how to search in a way where you are going to hit bullseye. Using ChatGPT to job hunting on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, the entire interview process, the offer, everything you need to know about recruiters, and the 12 truths of job hunting. So, job hunting in the fourth industrial revolution. Okay. For your own sake, I encourage you to go and do some research about job hunting in the fourth industrial revolution. But the most important thing is understanding the impact of technology on the job market. Obviously, since COVID, everything has become dominated by technology. Identifying in-demand skills and adapting to the changing job landscape. It's important to understand what the critical skills are today, and they don't all relate to technology and digital. The way the world is situated at the moment, jobs such as receptionists have changed completely and have become very much an in-demand skill, because they can actually double up as virtual assistants. So we are in a skills-based economy, and it is exceptionally important for you to understand what your skill set is. And what you're going to see at the bottom of the screen on every single slide is the golden rule: apples match apples. So let's just go back to job hunting in the fourth industrial revolution. First of all, understanding the impact of technology on the job market. Today, as I said, the world is dominated by technology, and just understanding the impact that it has on job hunting and the workplace as such. And then identifying your in-demand skills and adapting to the changing landscape. And that is critical skills, understanding where you as a job seeker fit into the critical skills list. And as you will see at the bottom of the slide, my golden rule, guys, I refer to this time after time: apples match apples. We're in a skills-based economy. Whatever job you are applying for, it is so important to make sure that your CV, your covering letter, every single thing that you do in the interview process, right through to accepting the offer, your apples are matching apples. Your job as a job seeker is to sell yourself, to sell your CV, to sell your skills. So getting to know the new you in the fourth industrial revolution is absolutely imperative. And that is what I'm mostly going to cover in this course. Understanding the role of social media platforms in the job search. As I said, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Creating a professional online presence on LinkedIn and other places. I'm going to teach you how to create a seamless new you, so that wherever you are positioning yourself on social media, everything looks the same, and that you are putting out your own personal brand. Leveraging social media to network and to connect with potential employers. Today, we pull our target market. In the old days, we used to have to go out and market ourselves. Today, we want to pull the right people. So how we position ourselves on social media is extremely important, and how we communicate with people on social media is even more important, because building rapport is what it's all about today. And we're going to learn about that, and using social media to research companies and job opportunities. Today, most companies have a social media presence. You no longer just have their website. So it's very important to research their social media platforms when you are going out there and you are starting to go to interviews, or even just wanting to work for certain companies. I'm going to teach you how to research companies and what you need to look out for. Okay, so the secrets of job hunting in 2023. Okay, the most important thing is to go wide, deep, not wide. And what am I saying here? There's an active and an inactive job market. So the active job market is your PNet, your LinkedIn, your social media platforms, your portals. The inactive job market are places like associations, NPOs, places that you don't typically see on in the active job market. Universities, There's loads and loads and loads, and I'm going to be sending you examples of all of these. Obviously, it's not going to cover each and every one. Treat your job search like a real job. You know, the first thing I always say to people that are career coach, always say to them, do you have a current job, an existing job? And I said, no, I'm unemployed. I'm not working. I said, no. You have a real job, a real job, and that is to job search, because everything is available on the internet. All data is searchable. It is dynamic. It changes from day to day. So when you're in that place of job hunting, it is absolutely imperative that you get up every single day and you treat your life like you have a real job. It takes focus. If you want to get hired, and you'll see, you saw, I don't know if you saw on the first slide, there's a bullseye. Okay, it's a process where you need to remain focused on what it is that you are trying to achieve. And I'm going to teach you how to do that in this course, using available resources for support and guidance. You'll see that there's a link over there, elitecv.com, the best 50 job search and recruitment sites in South Africa. A lot of them have incredible information. So, for instance, Glassdoor, you can go and have a look at what past and current employees are saying about their workplace, about the company that they've worked in or that they are currently working in. You can get first real hand information. For Michael Page, you'll see I'm going to publish a link on salary surveys. Very important, guys, to see what you are worth, because what can happen in the job hunt process is that our self-esteem and our self-worth becomes affected, because somewhere, somehow, we start to believe that there's actually something wrong with us, and there's not anything wrong with you. It's just how you are positioning yourself. It's how you're going about the process. So, very important to do ongoing research. Follow up, follow up, follow up. School leavers, interns, graduates send their CVs out and they never understand why they don't get any feedback. Not only them, but everybody. People don't understand why they never ever hear from recruiters or HR managers. And I'll tell you why. Your CV is only relevant on the day that somebody is screening or looking for 3 of their top candidates to interview and send to the client. So follow-up is absolutely imperative, and how to follow up is very important, and I'm going to teach you that as well. Rehearsing your career stories out loud. I'm going to teach you how to put together career stories so that you learn to highlight different aspects of your CV. And in order for you to build confidence, it's important that you put little scripts together and you rehearse them out loud. What I encourage people to actually do a little intro video. It gives you confidence, and you actually learn to see how you come across, and what you can do is you can tweak that in the process. The more recent the job post, the better. As I said, data is dynamic. It changes from day to day. There is a window period when you see a job post out there. The job post has been given to an agency, or the company's internal recruiter is recruiting. Guys, jobs that are older than 2 weeks, don't even waste your time, because the information is only relevant probably to myself as a recruiter and an internal recruiter. Probably in the first week of that job post going out, we will most often have found 3 to 5 candidates, because we have been given a turnaround time by the client. So make sure that jobs that you are applying to, even though it will give an end date, it will, but try and work on job specs that are within the first week of being posted. And the most important thing is give yourself space and time to reset, guys. The job hunt can become extremely tedious, and it is very important that you take a step back, take a breather, and kind of reflect on what it is that you've been doing. And with all the tips and all the tools that I'm going to give you, you'll be able to assess and see what it is that you're doing right and what it is that you're doing wrong. And you need to step out and be bold in the process, because fear can dominate our thinking in the job hunting process. So it's very, very important that you understand yourself as a personal brand. And once you've put yourself out there on a few occasions, just to take a step back, take a breather and regroup. Okay, where do you begin? Do you have a job? Do you have a cover letter? Do you have a CV? Have you ever Googled your name to see what comes up? All right. So as I was saying, do you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn profiles? Absolutely imperative, but don't panic. I'm going to teach you how to do all of it. And it's time to create the new you. So you've got an opportunity. You know, people complained about COVID and saying there's no jobs. Guys, it's a fallacy. There's never been more jobs. We have a skills shortage in this country. That's our problem. So this is a great opportunity to start on a clean slate and to put yourself out there in an entirely different way. Okay, so time to perfect your personal brand. So what does that mean? It's very important that you understand what your core values are. Guys, when you go for interviews, the most important thing to do is to see what the company values are. If the company's values do not match your values, don't even waste your time, because you're never going to agree on anything. What you believe is a priority and top of mind will never be a priority to the employer. Do you have a vision for your life? Have you sat down and thought about where it is that you're going, or where it is that you want to go? And something I want to give you a tip. The most important thing in repositioning yourself or starting a new career is to make sure that you follow the golden rule and that apples match apples. So, for instance, I'm a recruiter. Say I was to decide that I want to go into new business development. It's absolutely imperative that on my CV, whatever is on my CV matches what is in the job spec. Because when you get a job spec and you have a look at it and you go, wow, I'd love to do this, make sure that your skill set aligns to that job spec. Do you have a mission statement? Do you get up every day and understand why you are doing what it is that you want to do? Understanding these things is almost as important as any new business that is going to position themselves. So you are a product, and recruitment is pure sales, guys, from start to finish. That's what HR managers and recruiters do. You are either selling, we are as recruiters are either selling the job spec to a candidate, or we're either selling a candidate to the client. And the same is true for you in the job hunting process. You are continuously selling yourself, putting yourself out there. Does your Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn profile reflect your personal brand? You need to be putting yourselves out there consistently. So not one Facebook profile, one LinkedIn profile, something different on Instagram or Twitter. Everything must be consistent, okay? And again, who is this new you? But you're going to have the opportunity to define this more clearly as we go along in the course. Okay, practice makes progress. Tell me about yourself. Can you imagine yourself getting into an elevator and the CEO of the company that you are wanting to work for is standing in that elevator? You have literally a 1 to 2 minute window in which to say what it is that you do in one sentence. Start working to improve your general interview confidence. I know that it can be extremely overwhelming having to go into interviews or even interviewing online. I think interviewing online is actually more daunting than it is one-on-one because we haven't been doing it for that long. If you think about it, COVID was the beginning of Zoom and team meetings. And before that, we had done everything in person. So I'm going to teach you tips in this course of how to start working on improving your general interviewing confidence, particularly online, and how to set yourself up for success in the job hunt. And the golden rule, you're going to hear me say it over and over and over. When I train recruiters, I always refer to apples match apples. And the same that is said for recruiters who want to place a candidate, you have to match apples with apples. So your skills have to match the job spec. Everything that is put in the job spec, you need to be able to tick all the boxes if you want to get placed in a position. So whatever's true for recruiters, it's true for you in the job hunt as well. The elevator pitch. Okay, so what is the elevator pitch? So just a short description of an idea or product or company or you that explains the concept in such a way that any listener can understand it in a short period of time. As I said, it's 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so I will give you an example. Okay, so if I had to get into the elevator with the CEO of, I'm just trying to think of network recruitment. Okay, I'd get in and I'd go, "Hi, my name is Terri Maselle, and lovely to meet you. I'm a seasoned recruiter with over 22 years of experience as a generalist and executive headhunter. I pride myself in my ability to deliver results because I have a 95% hit rate on successful placements." Okay, that's one way of introducing yourself. Another way is, in fact, last year alone, if you were to add on, I successfully placed 35 senior managers at ABSA, a leading financial services provider, in case you don't know who they are. My proven track record of success and expertise in the industry make me an invaluable asset to any company looking to build a high-performing team. Or whether you're looking to fill a critical position or need help developing a comprehensive recruitment strategy, I have the experience and expertise to help you succeed. Thank you for your time, and I'd love to stay in touch with you. Basically, guys, I'm going to introduce you to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to change your life. It's going to rock your world, because literally all you have to do is put into ChatGPT, write an elevator pitch for a recruiter that has over 22 years experience as a generalist and executive headhunter. And I pride myself on 95% hit rate, and it will spit it out for you. So the elevator pitch for me was one of the most daunting things that I had to do when I had to go and job hunt last year, because Cyril Ramaphosa closed our borders and I could no longer do international recruitment. I wish I had ChatGPT. I would have been able to position myself in a whole new way. And that's why the research that I've done has actually been first-hand research information that I had to go out there in order to learn these tools. Okay, so let's start the job process. So getting focused, you heard me say that earlier, okay? You now have a job. You now need to get up each and every day and focus on the job search. You've got to start somewhere, guys. So even if you're feeling like all else is lost, that you've got no clue what you need to do first, this course is going to show you what to do. And that's why I say, please do the work after each module, because each module builds on the next. Each slide in the process builds on the next. Okay, the active and inactive job market. We spoke about the active job market being your job boards, your job portals, which I'm going to list. And then the inactive job market, associations, universities, NGOs, NPOs that are in those sectors, industry experts. You know, you've got a lot of people today that position themselves as experts in industry. Always great to speak to them. That's in fact how I found a job last year. I actually phoned up an industry expert. She works in Canada, recruitment expert, and she pointed me to a Facebook group on, a group on Facebook where top recruiters look for staff. And that's, I actually had 16 interviews out of that exercise. Apples match apples. You've heard me say that. You hear me say that. Guys, do not waste your time responding to a job where apples does not match apples. If they're asking for a marketing coordinator that has 3 years experience in social media marketing and a degree in either an IMM degree or a BCom marketing, if you don't have those things, do not respond. There are anomalies, and so you could have 2 years and position yourself in a way where your experience is stronger than your qualifications. If they're asking for 15,000, if they're putting out 15,000 Rand onto the advert and you are earning 6, do not respond. You would have to be somewhere in the ballpark. You could be around 16, 17,000, because something that I'm going to teach you, what you think companies are looking for, what they put in their adverts is not always exactly what they're looking for. New job search methods. I'm going to teach you how to use algorithms. Research the types of roles that you are interested in. So go and research, go and Google job specs for social media marketing manager, and go and look at what is required on each, okay? And salary surveys. Please put in South Africa when you do salary surveys. You cannot compare the USA or the UK to South Africa. A great covering letter. Okay. The most important thing is that you want to hook the reader, okay? And make sure that you are talking about them. I'm going to give you an example after this, so please don't panic. We're going to go over this, okay? But for instance, you could hook the reader by saying, dear so-and-so, I see that you are in the process of a company merger with Vodacom at the moment, something that is relevant to the company and is a point of interest, okay? Show that you are proactive. So I have attended all the HR career fairs, and I noticed that you are launching a new online recruitment platform or career hub. That's one way of also hooking the reader. Something about the company that stands out. I see that you guys grew 25% year on year last year. Apples must match apples. What is in that cover letter needs to speak to the job spec, guys. And let me teach you this. when you get a job spec, you will always have the most important requirement and key responsibilities. Okay. Your covering letter and your CV needs to speak literally line for line. An exercise that you can do is go and copy and paste the important requirements and the key requirements into a document, and literally in another color, respond line for line as to what your experience is. I always get candidates to do this exercise for me because nobody knows better what they do or what they have done than the individual. Okay. Speak to industry professionals, ask them targeted questions. There's no better opportunity on LinkedIn to find industry professionals and to connect with them and ask them questions. They're only happy to share. That's what I did last year. There's a girl, Vanessa Roth, who does sourcing courses in South Africa. She's the one and only person. I went and I connected with her on LinkedIn, and she pointed me to a Facebook group that she had. So that expanded my job search. Be purposeful in what you include. Okay. So key metrics, guys, are quantifiable. It's quantifiable data. What I'm talking about is basically, let's take a barista, for instance. Okay. In 2022, I was able to make 300 cups of coffee with creative foam patterns. I mean, it's not a really great idea, but I'm trying to just give you scenarios where, you know, it's either from somebody that's entering the job market to somebody like myself. What would I be purposefully including? That I placed 35 managers at APSA last year. That is purposeful information. Okay. The last paragraph is always generic, and it's your opportunity to convince the reader why you are the perfect person for that role, and also to thank the reader and reinforce interest. Okay. And speak to the specific role you are applying for. As I said, apples must match apples. Okay, so an example of a cover letter that has all of this in it is, Dear Mr. Thompson, everyone tells me the talent acquisition role in any of the top recruitment agencies is going to be the same. However, after attending the HR Expo and speaking with over 20 industry professionals, it has become clear to me that talent in the cloud stands out from the rest. Having spent the past 2 years as a freelance talent acquisition specialist working globally on mainly fintech roles, I've developed an enormous amount of experience sourcing tech talent across many different platforms, e.g. Stack Overflow, Dribbble, and GitHub. In my latest role, I was involved in recruiting 65 payment specialists for APSA, which 30 were headhunted from Big 5 banking firms. I received recognition for always being on top of deadlines, as my turnaround time was 5 days and my hit rate was over 90%. I'd like to thank you for your consideration of my CV for this role and hope to hear from you soon. Okay, guys, the good news is that ChatGPT, as I found out from Mark Said's course a couple of weeks ago, would have helped me to write this letter in literally a minute. Okay, but just to highlight again, okay, I've hooked the reader by saying everyone tells me the talent acquisition role is going to be the same, but after attending the HR Expo and speaking with industry professionals, it's become clear to me that talent in the cloud stands out from the rest. I've hooked the reader there. I'm speaking to him about his industry. I'm speaking to him about his company. I'm shining positive light onto his company, and now he's going to be hooked to read on. Okay. Now in the next paragraph, what I've done is I'm speaking to what he specializes in, and that's fintech. Okay, they are fintech specialists. That's the financial and technology industry, for those of you that don't know. A totally brand new market. Today also includes cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Okay, and I've said they have developed an enormous amount of experience sourcing tech talent. And I've shown him that I'm up to date in my skill set by saying Stack Overflow, Dribble, and GitHub. Okay, these are portals that IT people put their CVs. Some of them are skills repository, where some of them in Stack Overflow, they share literally programming language strings in Stack Overflow. Okay, and then what I did was I put in purposeful information. Okay, and I said in my last role, I quantified. I was involved in recruiting 65 payment specialists for APSA, of which 30 were headhunted from big 5 banking firms, showing him the type of recruiter that I am, that I can do bulk recruitment, I can do senior management recruitment, that I can do fintech recruitment, and that I am working, I have headhunted from the big 5 banking firms so they can trust me to find top 3 to 5 candidates. Okay, and what I am received recognition for always was that turnaround time was 5 days, and my hit rate was over 90%, because that's why people hire recruiters, to do that job. Okay, and then just thanked him for his consideration in this role. Okay, 8 things to include on your resume. Okay, who you are, the most important thing. So your elevator pitch, guys. That's why I put the elevator pitch before anything else. You want to have worked out what your elevator pitch is, and I'm going to teach you how to use ChatGPT to do so that you don't feel like it is overly daunting, because it literally rocked my world, has changed the way I do everything. Okay, how experienced you are in total, or how many relevant years. Okay, so you saw previously I said that I have over 22 years as a fintech recruiter. Okay, subject matter expertise, solution or function or service. This speaks to the job that you do. What is the problem that you can help the company solve if you were to be hired there? Okay, so again, if you are looking at it and thinking, well, I don't really have any kind of expertise, I'm not an expert at anything. Believe you me, we all are wired to do something differently from each other. Okay, each one of us, and it doesn't matter if you've got a year's experience or you have 3 months experience. Okay, that is your area of expertise, and it is so important. That is how you stay focused. When you start to see who the new you is in this new world, in the 4th industrial revolution, okay, you'll see that there's a whole brand new opportunity for you to position yourself in a whole new way, in a way that you never knew how to previously. Okay, so as I said, what is the solution you provide by the job that you do, or the function, or the service? What service do you provide? Okay, what market are you looking at? What industries are you looking at? Okay, it's one thing wanting to be a sales executive, okay, but what market are you looking at? What industry are you wanting to work in? Do you want to sell solar? Do you want to sell cryptocurrency? Do you want to be a digital sales executive? These are the types of new career opportunities that are on the market. But just be careful with that, okay? Because you can position yourself for a sales executive role where you have all the sales experience, okay? But if you don't have sales experience in, say, solar or crypto, the opportunity presents itself in quantifying what you do, and that is by quantifying your sales targets. So what you can say is my sales targets were monthly, 120K, and in 2022, I achieved my targets 80% of the time consistently, and with a 25% year-on-year growth from 2021. Okay, if you can quantify that, quantify your experience, that is going to hook the reader. So you always want to be speaking to the job spec, and that is actually the bottom line. Those job specs are written, they are KPIs, key performance indicators, that come from the top, okay? They come from the CEO's vision, okay? And if you are able to speak to that bottom line and quantify yourself, the interviewer, the HR manager, or the recruiter can see how you are going to be able to make a difference in that company. Okay, company sizes, are they public, are they private? I can tell you now, and it might be a shock to you, I'm not a corporate animal. I'm not a corporate animal at all. Okay, so I prefer to work in smaller companies. I don't like working in big corporates, okay, where I am a number and there's no room for creativity. I need to be given room for creativity. So traditionally, I have found myself working in smaller companies, okay, companies where there are 1 to 30 employees, or even sometimes 1 to 10 employees. That's where I see myself. Okay, so just make sure that you are not setting yourself up for failure if you're not a corporate person, that you're going for these big corporates, okay, because the expectations are entirely different. Singular major accomplishments, like I said, that I recruited 65 payment specialists at APSA in 2022. Okay, what are your core competencies? These are your skills, guys. And there's hard and there's soft skills. I'm going to teach you what are hard and soft skills, so don't worry about that now. But just as an example, a hard skill might be Salesforce. It's a CRM, customer relationship management package. That's a hard skill. A soft skill is I'm a team player, but I work well independently, and I have really great communication skills. Okay, you also always want to be speaking about skills that have an impact on your team, on the people around you. Interpersonal skills, time management skills. Those are skills that impact those around you. So those are the ones that are important. Reasons for leaving, I'm going to give you a method. It's the ETP method, and that it stands for explaining, transition, and potential. Okay, there is a real method for that, and I'm going to teach you all of that. Okay, so here are your reasons for leaving. So first of all, explain. Okay, so the reasons for leaving are really imperative, guys, because you don't want to say I was retrenched. Okay, a good recruiter or a good HR manager is going to say to you, she's going to say to you, why were you retrenched? Was it first in, last out? Was there a restructure? And you need to be really, really, really clear. So you could say, well, the company was going through a restructure and they started having section 189 consultations. So these are when they're going to retrench you. They start having these consultations from a labor point of view. Okay, you want to drill down a little bit more. There's ways of also saying that a company was really not a great environment, and you can say a toxic environment. Don't ever badmouth a previous employer. Okay, so it shows that you're a dignified professional. You don't talk negatively about an employer. Keep it short, honest, and to the point. Use phrases positively. Okay, so like I said, retrenched due to a restructure, chose to take a severance package. Okay, use refer to the current role. Okay, so whenever you're putting your reason for leaving in, okay, say you are looking for a better salary. Don't ever, 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 golden rule, speak about salary when you're coming to a reason for leaving, not for financial reasons. You rather want to say better career prospects, okay? Career growth. I reached a ceiling. Those are the types of reasons for leaving that you want to put in, but you need to explain, you need to drill down. For instance, yesterday I interviewed a candidate. She's been at NAMPAC for 3 months, and she relocated from KZN to Joburg. So she put there, relocated from KZN to Joburg. It was my job to say to her, why do you want to leave NAMPAC? I understand that you relocate. She said, Terri, I don't know Joburg that well, and I didn't realize that when they were telling me that I'd have to go to head office from time to time, that it would land up being 3 days a week. And I never ever questioned the interviewer. And I'm living in Sunninghill. I have to drive to Vereeniging every second day. Okay, so always make sure that you're referring to the current role. Okay, so what we put in there for her reason for leaving was, said, relocated from KZN to Johannesburg, and unbeknowingly did not realize the distance between head office and home. And you don't want to, we didn't want to say that she was misinformed. That's not true. Okay, that's going to paint the company in a negative light. Okay, so we didn't say that the interviewer, the HR person didn't say so. We took the onus was on her, but we put it in such a way that it used the phrase positively. Okay, transitioning, explain why you're leaving your current job and tie it into the new job opportunity. Okay, so what you want to say is career growth, looking for a middle management position where I will be managing a team of people. Okay, we're tying it into the job spec. The job spec is looking for social media manager, managing a team of 6 people. Okay, and obviously, in the previous job, they wouldn't have managed people. So it's very easy for the interviewer to see why she would want to move on. She or he would want to move on. Depicts the mismatch between your strengths and what your current role asks of you. There will always be attributes that they are looking for on a job spec, okay? And here is the opportunity to match apples for apples and to be able to say, I am an independent worker and have excellent leadership skills, and the new role is looking for a middle manager. That type of answer. I mean, I could go through 1,000,001 answers, but you want to be speaking to the new opportunity. How does the new job fit? Okay, so you could say, have come from a corporate culture and am looking to work in an SMME, if the person had come from ABSA and is now wanting to work in a small digital agency. The potential. You want to communicate your excitement and interest about the job. Okay, so always speak to the job spec. Say, career growth opportunity to work in a middle management role. The interviewer needs to be convinced of why they should choose you. Okay, so you want to highlight that in the reason for leaving. So you could say, have acquired 6 years experience in Salesforce, which the company is using. Okay, you always want to be matching apples for apples. Okay, just very quickly, 5 mistakes to avoid on your resume. Okay, always put your experience above your education. People think they need to put their education first. No, employers are looking for so much more, and they want to be able to quantify and qualify you as an applicant. Okay, so if you have a look and you have a look, this would be the top of my resume. What I put there are my contact details, my LinkedIn profile, and where I live, because they want to be able to, if they're interested in you, they want to be able to contact you straight away. They want to know where you live, because the job spec might be on the East Rand. They might be looking for a position on the East Rand. The person lives on the West Rand. Okay. What I've put inside of each and every one of my duties, I have taken everything you've heard me speak about. Okay, that is in my elevator pitch, and where I've qualified myself, I've massaged that into my duty. So sourcing, ICT, digital, finance, HR, and IT, successfully billing 250K on a monthly basis, freelance recruiter in South Africa, Mauritius, UAE, Asia, USA, and the UK, managing a team of 3 recruiters. It's very, very easy for the interviewer to be able to match me to the job spec, because I've taken what is highlighted in the job spec and put it in my duties. Now the reader is going to be hooked and wanting to read on, not showing impact, showing the result of your contributions by communicating what you accomplished. Okay, again, exactly the same thing. Okay, I have spoken to the job spec. Obviously, you're not going to copy paste your duties in, different duties. And guys, ChatGPT will give you so much more. Okay, I know that we are over time. I'm going to run through these slides now, and we're going to look at questions and answers. Sorry, guys. Okay, failing to include meaningful metrics. Okay, you've seen I've put in meaningful metrics. Whilst recruiting teachers online and abroad, I spent time sourcing and placing candidates in UA, UK, Middle East, Asia, Africa, and the USA. Exposed to bulk recruitment and managing extremely tight deadlines, as well as seasonal recruitment. Okay, you can't find meaningful metrics. Okay, recruiters and hiring managers care more about the effort you put into quantifying your impact rather than the actual numbers themselves. And guys, I don't know if you've ever heard of ATS, applicant tracking systems. Okay, these are software programs that will pull out the languaging of your CV, and when it has these meaningful metrics, okay, it will pull out all the quantifiable information. So this is where we say you write your CV in, not in doing language, but in achieving language. Okay, an example: delivered on average 9 coffees a day with 100% accuracy on all orders for 3 months. That's a barista. Okay, meaningful metrics. Not tailoring your resume for each job application. We've spoken about this: quality versus quantity. Focus on 3 to 5 roles at a time, not more. Add keywords into your resume, factual versus buzzwords. Okay, and be hyper targeted for each application. Apples must match apples. Overlooking the small things. First impressions matter. So your CV must be written in the same font, not all uppercase, lowercase. It must look respectable. You must check the grammar, check the spelling always. A simple error is EG versus EG, just E dot G dot versus EG. Okay, make sure that you do a grammar check as well as a spelling check. Typing in caps is a no-no, unless it's titles, just headings. Avoid objective statements. Do not put tables into your CV. No graphics either, because ATS systems are going to ignore them completely. Avoid acronyms. Rather put in full sentences. It isn't always the case, okay? But especially in this fourth industrial revolution, a lot of new buzzwords, acronyms that people are speaking about. It's absolutely imperative that you understand what they actually mean, okay? And any jobs before 2000, the year 2000, are not relevant, guys, okay? So that brings us to the end of the first module. Thank you for your patience, Trace. Do we have time to address questions?
Yes, we can for a couple of minutes. And then if you could please tell us what you would like the participants to prepare for Tuesday.
I beg your pardon? Sorry, say that again.
What you would like us to prepare for Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Okay, I'm just having a look. I don't see any questions. Let me just see in the chat.
There is a question actually about your suggestion for people above 60 years old. Sorry, let me just see. How do you approach the age issue? Anyone over 60 at a huge disadvantage? Does one then seek freelance as opposed to full-time?
Okay, so, okay, that's a very interesting question, and thank you for sharing that. Okay, so today, in today's modern age, companies, the retirement age is 55, but that doesn't mean that because you're over 55, you can't apply for a job. Different companies have different policies. Okay, for instance, in the insurance industry, guys, they hire guys in their 60s because they have brilliant policy wording skills. Okay, yes, you would rather want to position yourself as a contractor or a freelancer. There are loads and loads and loads, and I will be sharing with you different platforms. But again, I don't want to make it like it's cast in stone. You know, in the digital sector, so for instance, I recruit for the Citizen. Okay, they're looking for a digital sales manager. The only guys that we can find that have the kind of print and digital experience are in their 50s. Okay, we cannot find white males that they are looking for specifically because that division of the newspaper is exceptionally Afrikaans. Okay, so they're looking for white males that are initially they were looking for them in their mid-40s. We couldn't find anyone. Okay, so nothing is cast in stone. Okay, what you need to do is you need to reach out to recruiters in that HR managers or internal recruiters in those companies and find out from them what their policy is. Okay, do your research. Does that answer your question?
It's really good. Thanks.
Hi, can I quickly speak?
Yes.
Hi, this is just exactly what I need to hear, all of this. Just for example, in terms of research, the advertising industry, you've got to be basically 25 and black. And I'm 64 and white with 40 years experience. And just to say, I'm not trying to be negative at all. I used to run my own business. Now I'm going as a freelancer. I'm sure you'll follow this as you go. So I know that I'm too old and too white, but I'm still very competent and expertised with 40 years of running a business. Do I present myself as the business still, or do I go then to look for a job to write the back of tea bags?
So as I said in the beginning, I'm a Chief Empowerment Officer. Here is the opportunity to present the new Lynn Joffe. Okay, Lynn, here's an opportunity for you to consult. Okay, I career coach a lot of people that are moving from being too old for the workplace. I had to do it myself. You understand? I had to position myself as a freelancer. I've gone through the exercise, and freelancers are becoming so highly sought after. They don't come with any labor law issues. They come with a lot of experience. And I mean, I know I recruit in digital. I recruit for Dentsu, and just the other day, I actually was going there for a meeting, and I met this woman in the lift, and we had this very discussion. She was 62, and she said to me, "Oh, I must get your number." So I said, "Why?" I said, "She said, no, I'm going. I work for Dentsu, and I've actually just started consulting with them." I said to her, I said, you don't want to change that. You want to build on that. So there are huge amount of platforms for freelancers as well in digital. And so I will send all of this to Tracy. I think, Tracy, if we can just get a list, if you can just email me whatever it is that we've spoken about here, because I haven't had time to make notes. I'm just going to put Lynn's name down. Okay.
Because I was going to ask, and I'm sure other people will ask, but obviously, can one pitch you with my 95-page CV so that I mean, I'll do the course, obviously, but I need I need you. I don't know how many others do, but I'm in a position now where I ran my own business, and now I'm only known as Creatrix, which is my brand that's been out there for years. I'm speaking on behalf of everyone else because I'm sure there are other people in my position as well.
Yeah. Well, you see, the good part about being in your 60s is that you've come to know who you truly are. That's the best part about not being a millennial. So, it's just the way we perceive things. So
Yes.
a CV should never be more than 12 pages. When you're sending a CV to a client, okay, we send in-depth CVs, long CVs, okay? So, the South Africa is not like the rest of the world, okay? We still send long CVs. Yes, it's good to have a 1 to 2 page CV, and then it's good to have a full version as well.
Yes, no, I understand that. Okay, I've got a million questions, but I'm so grateful to you for, just bringing a little bit of light into this terrible darkness that we seem to be in right now. So
the next modules are going to go more into the tech side of things, the interviewing process, the offer, that type of stuff. And in there, you're going to learn a lot about what to put in your CV and not to put in your CV.
Terri, we have one final question from Helen.
Yeah.
She would like to ask what digital skills short courses she could do that are on demand and don't require a CV.
Okay, so Google, if it depends on on what that person is currently doing, but Google Digital Garage, Udemy offer amazing courses, loads of short courses. Basically, all you need to do is you need to just Google which are the best short courses. But I can tell you, like the red and yellow course is a brilliant course if you're wanting to get into social media marketing, creative writing. But as I said, the Google courses are excellent.
Thank you.
And LinkedIn, guys, LinkedIn have amazing courses. Do you know that?
So with LinkedIn, you must just look at the courses that they offer for free. Not everything is for free. Helen,
Yes.
were you part of the digital skills at OAT? Because we do run an online program. We offer a 2 or 3 months program where we look at digital skills that are offered by Cisco, IBM, and we offer Canva and video shooting. So just look at OTSA website if you're not part of this program and see when is the next cohort that will start, and it's done remotely.
And I mean, I have learned so much from Mike Said. Oh my gosh. Like the workshops at OAT, I don't miss those workshops because you've got industry experts there. That's where you get to pick the brains of industry experts. Wherever I go, I talk about OAT. Or wherever I go, honestly, because I've been with you for the 36 year. No, wait, hold on. I'm talking rubbish. I was 36 when I started with OAT. Kevin Simmering was my first mentor, and I can tell you something. He was the reason for my success when I had Suits Me Personnel. But every single mentor that I have had, and if I'm not happy with a mentor, ask Tracy. I will ask for another mentor, or if I'm changing my skill set. For me, I wouldn't be able to have written this course. Mike Said has guided me at every step, and I hope I'm not giving Mike Said a bad reputation. But I couldn't have done this without my mentors, honestly.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
really
amazing,
nice.
Terri. I'm going to be contacting you, you know that.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to close off today. And thank you so much. This has been invaluable, I'm sure, to every single participant on the call. It is important that you join us on Tuesday morning next week at 8:30 for part 2. And we have put a quick link in the chat box to complete a feedback survey. Please may I ask participants just to complete it. And from my side, Terri, I will be sharing the module today with everyone. You mentioned homework originally. What would you like us to do for Tuesday's
Okay.
preparation?
So I would like to see a CV and covering letter from each person. And in that CV and covering letter, obviously, take a job spec that you're interested in and craft your CV and covering letter according to a job spec, or 1 or 2 job specs that you would like to apply for, so that you've got something to, reference.
Thank you. I have
Oh,
put it in
sorry,
the
and your
chat.
elevator pitch. But that's all going to go into your CV and covering letter anyway.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Terri. And we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday morning. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.